Hello everybody out there and welcome back to another episode of the Dark Avenger comic book review. I'm Chris, he's Mike.
Yep.
And we are now in the pre-show part of this review. So, pre-show wise this week, you're going to notice that we're doing the same thing we've been doing for the past two episodes as far as the comic reviews. But a lot of you are actually liking it. A lot of people are liking it, but I will say this, by the time we get to the final, I want to say the final stretch of this series, we will be going back to our original format, especially for 500, because 500 is the last, regardless, it's not going to be our last review. Obviously, we still do stuff on Comic Frontline, we still talk about stuff elsewhere, but it's the last episode for this series, and this series has always been me giving my 110% when it comes to the comic reviews, and yes, we are clawing our way towards 500.
Along with me sidekicking.
Yes. Well, I'm just saying.
I know, but I'm just saying my part.
Yeah, and as far as the reviews, they're getting later and later, and I know all of you are noticing that we're recording this Sunday, it's going up Monday, and we haven't even touched our books from the previous
week.
Wednesday yet.
Oh, yeah.
And this week was a perfect week to actually jump ahead because I had only read 5 books, and just everything got busy during the week, and it just took over my time for reading. And hopefully that will change, and we'll be able to at least get these reviews to all of you again on a recording-wise Wednesday basis.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Well, preview-wise, I mean, since you mentioned weekend, I mean, on my point of view was a weekend, actually, because I tried to enter the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Tournament in town, New York, and that didn't work out so well. So instead, on my channel, I did a vlogging in the city, along with other videos that I uploaded, which I'm actually happy that I've been getting my channel more active with videos and stuff. So hopefully I'll have more added to the table for April. But March, I have to say, I'm very satisfied with videos I uploaded for this month.
Oh yeah, and as far as activity with my channel, I have one unboxing that went up, I think, well, this is going up Monday, so it went up on Sunday. Yesterday, for all of you watching this as it's coming out, or it went up Sunday. And actually, I'm going to be combining, I had 3 unboxing set. I'm going to be combining, I think, 2 in 1, or I don't know yet, because Beast Morphs, Power Ranger Beast Morphs, comes out in April. And April is only a week away now.
It is.
And we don't know when the stuff is coming out. I'm actually going to be waiting to pre-order most of the stuff from Hasbro Direct, because I've noticed there are a lot of websites out there that do have the stuff up for pre-order, but they are asking for some ridiculous prices. And I gotta thank Jay. I will say this much because, and again, Jay, I was talking to him about some of this because we back and forth because now Jay's getting a lot of the Ranger Morpher stuff. So I had mentioned a few sites that I found it on, and he went and he said those prices are not right. They're way too high. So again, it always pays to have somebody else to double check, because I honestly was about ready to just let that order go through, and when I realized how much the figures MSRP, their market price, is, and how much the websites were asking for, I'll wait and I'll find it for the asking price, whether it be Target or Hasbro Direct. Hasbro has their own direct website.
Do you mean Hasbro?
Hasbro.
Hasbro.
Hasbro. Hasbro. Hasbro.
Yeah, but I thought you said Burrow.
No, bro.
Hasbro.
Bro.
Yeah.
Hasbro.
I don't know. To
You're
me,
probably hearing me wrong. But,
yeah, I don't know.
But yes, they have their own website, so I'm going to wait and get the stuff at MSRP instead of the asking price. And this goes to anyone out there who is getting into ordering stuff or likes doing or wants to get into unboxing and whatnot. Don't go for the websites that have the stuff available at a ridiculous price. Wait for the actual MSRP price, or you're going to be paying $200 when you could be paying like $100.
Yep.
And that's a lot. That's a huge difference. That's $100 more that you can put towards something else. But of course, there are people that are probably doing that because they want to get their stuff.
Well, I don't blame them. They want, they want to have their stuff to the review or
I'll wait. We'll find it. I have confidence that we'll find it, and we have other people that will help us also. If we can't find it in one place, we have people who help us find it in another. So I appreciate that, and then thank God for Jay letting me know about that, or else it would have been a very messy April. But speaking of April, there's a lot of stuff coming. Mike mentioned a vlog. I will be doing one hopefully soon as well again. Thought bubble wise, there's a couple of things. I have a list of thought bubbles. It's just about recording it. I have a few things there. Dark Avenger Gaming. We just went through the entirety of the story for Division 2. We had a great time. I actually canceled a bunch of games because I noticed that I'm spending a lot of time on Division 2. I'm going to be continuing to spend a lot of time on Division 2 and Anthem. So I actually canceled pre-orders for games, so this way it'll give those games a chance to go down, again, money-wise, go down in price, and then I'll grab them at a later date when I have the free time, when I'm looking to play something new, and maybe they'll be down by $10 to $15, depending. I don't know. I mean, when it comes to Division, there's a lot of stuff to do, and a lot of expansions coming for Anthem and Division, respectively.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the pre-show part, because we're at 5 minutes. Did you have anything else you wanted to add?
No, I mean, like I said, great weekend. I mean, not the way I thought it would be for the tournament, but oh well. But it was great nonetheless to go to Nintendo New York, and you actually were grateful that you finally got that Luigi mug.
Oh yeah, I definitely
want to do. I
would like to do a Nintendo Shop one at some point. It's just crazy that you have to do 2 train changes. We might do something else instead.
It's not really as bad as you think it is, because I got there in like 40 minutes. It's really not bad.
It's not bad. We'll figure it out.
Didn't have to wait, go one train to another.
We'll figure it out at some point. Yeah. But anyway, let's get into the review. This was a very short week, because I know I only had 5 books.
Well, I had 5 also, because 5 and 5 is 10.
So we have 10
this
week.
10 books that came out the week of March 13th. Lucky number. 2019.
And unfortunately, I didn't get to read the issue number 1 of. Let me throw the book out there at least so I'll know. What were you called? I know I put you on the list of books that I've read, but I didn't finish it yet. Oh, here we go. Calamity Kate, issue 1. I started reading it. Love the artwork on it. I didn't finish it, though, so I can't really truly review it. But Brent recommended it to me. I think I'll be sticking with that book. Will it be reviewed? I don't know, but will I be reading it? Yes. So you might hear me talk about it on Frontline's Top 5. A bold new era for Transformers and Transformers issue number 1. Reboot, relaunch, issue number 1. Here it is. And it's right before the Decepticons. So this is the cusp of the birth of the Decepticons, the beginning of the war between the Autobots and the Decepticons. I've always been when it comes to Transformer books because of the dialogue and because of the massive backstory. This is starting the series completely fresh for IDW again. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing what goes on with the series. I like the intro. I like that this is the beginning of the speech that Megatron gives, and then the Decepticons rise up from that. You know, he goes, things go dark. And I'm interested to see where this goes, how this goes. And obviously new stories will spin out of it. I'm sure they're not just going to do the exact same thing they did and just retell it. There's going to be more to it than that. We'll see. I'm excited, that's for sure.
We got Marvel Action Spider-Man issue number 2, which I am surprised you didn't read, because you did read the first issue.
I did not read the first issue.
Really? With the Miles and...
Nope, did not read the first
well, anyway, in this issue, though, we find out that Peter Parker finds out that Miles is Spider-Man as well. So they both go on the case to find out about that mutated werewolf and everything. Meanwhile, Gwen finds out that they did the... What?
What are you looking?
Oh, yeah, meanwhile, Gwen finds out that they did a story about them as well. Along with Kurt Connors given the assignment to look up what this is. And I really like the artwork in this comic book. Like, the artwork is drawn spot on and everything. And yeah, that's when he told that he was Spider-Man. And I like how when Gwen was added to this, like saying they're not going to break another story because she wanted to be in on it as well. So I thought that was a really great story. So can't wait for the next issue. Robyn Hood Outlaw issue number 2. Now in this issue we got introduced to a new friend that Robin has. I just want to see if I can remember his name or something, or her name. I really couldn't tell. Basically, he takes her underground where the cops won't find her because she's wanted for the supposed killing of Greenwich with the arrow, or injured and stuff like that. And then that's really what the whole story was, just taking her to a underground place where the cops won't find her, and to begin a new adventure from there until all this is... Because they know who it might be. Because I knew it wasn't Robin that there.
And that's the Indies. We're going into Marvel.
Yeah, this one, I loved this issue. Age of Conan, Belit, Queen of the Black Coast. Or Belit, Queen of the Black Coast. issue number 1, which talks
I
about...
like the cover.
Yeah, it talks from the girl you see about her story. It talks about how she wanted to be a pirate with her father, and she finds out later on that people, he bankrupt or something. I don't know what it was. Some dealing with money. They took him in and killed him, and then she goes off on a pirate adventure, remembering what she learned, and the new master is actually teaching her more things in combat wise. Really awesome. There was more into it. You should really read the book.
Now, the only reason why I'm throwing this book out there is, number one, I reviewed this in my top 5 for Frontline, and number 2, I don't have that many books this week, so this adds to the 5. The Magnificent Miss Marvel, number 1. I enjoyed this first issue. Again, I'm back on the previous volume, but her father finds out here. It was kind of weird. The parents telling her that she can't be a superhero anymore. I never really liked the father. I'm sorry. I thought he was a jerk. I know he's doing it because he cares about his daughter and all, but again, and I have to agree with Kat, it explains everything that's happened in the previous volume. How Miss Marvel got her powers, a little bit of the story. Very little background characters. It's mostly focused on her, and it's just like a lot of a retelling of what readers like us who've read the series, even though I didn't read the full series yet, already knew. So, and then it obviously leaves you on a great cliffhanger, though, with the parents. So I guess it's a good start. What I'm going to end up probably doing is really rushing to finish the previous volume and then come back to this. I probably won't be reviewing Miss Marvel again, at least not in this review. I'll be talking about it probably on Frontline. But Miss Marvel's one of those things that I like to read at my own pace, in my own time. So I definitely recommend it. But again, Kat's not too happy with the way this volume started. So we'll see how it continues. I still have to finish, like I said, the last one.
The Punisher issue number 9. We're still in that War of Bagala or something like that, and I'm a little bit like trying to remember what happened, but basically they're just facing against Hydra still. Hydra's still going after Frank Castle, and he's coming back still with his gun and armory with all that, and oh, I can't believe I am so bad with names. Well, Jigsaw is part of it, and on this whole thing of what's going on during the war of everything, and I can't remember that the one that's behind all this, the main character, but with all said, Frank Castle is actually going forward with this war.
And this is one of my 5 books as well.
Yeah, The Amazing Spider-Man
issue number 17.
Hunted, part 1 starts there, issue 17.
And it references a lot of what happened in 16.HU.
That's what I was thinking too when I looked at
that's
this.
A minus right there, that they took something, they made a specific story for that, its own book. They charged you an extra whatever.
Yeah, and it leaves off last time when Spider-Man got the spider tracer from Black Cat.
Right, so technically you had to read that, but at the same time this book rehashed it, so you didn't have to read that, so... Question mark Marvel. So anyway, Spider-Man gets captured. He's put back in the black suit again, which was really cool.
I saw. That was amazing. I remember we talked about that on the.
And I love how his nightmare is that Mary Jane will end up dead somehow, or it shows. Like I love how the guy's like it shows you a possible future, and all of a sudden
like hallucinations, basically.
And now it's basically the Hunger Games.
Yeah, look at that.
It's the Hunger Games meets Spider-Man. That's exactly what it is. Spider-Man and a bunch of supervillains are trapped in Central Park, and they're being hunted by Kraven robots.
Interesting.
Very. Wonder Twin. Now we're in DC Comics. We're starting with Wonder Comics. Wonder Twins issue number 2. Not as strong as issue number 1. For the type of book this is, all of a sudden throwing in certain things in this series kind of was like weird. I still enjoyed the issue. Don't get me wrong. I love the reject version of the Legion of Doom. But at the same time, I don't know. I feel like the first issue was a bit stronger. The villains they threw into this issue were kind of really, and now we're moving on to, obviously this is going to be the main problem for the rest of the book. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. I like that they threw the monkey in, Blip, at some point, so we might actually have the monkey soon. But Wonder Twins kind of was a bit lower for me this week than the first issue.
Red Hood Outlaw, issue number 32. We find out something about the Penguin that actually was
alive,
interesting. I'm gonna get to that actually. So, of course, we see that Jason Todd, he goes back to Gotham, and there's just bunch of talky, like not much of action in the beginning, but it's basically him talking with oh, what was his name? I am so bad with memories.
Alright, don't worry
names.
about it.
But that lady that we saw in the previous issues, that big fat lady, she actually appears in this, and Batman finds out about her and everything, and Jason Todd just scurries him away of something, and well, look at that. It looks like that the Penguin is actually alive.
And who's holding him now?
That's to be continued.
Oh, wow.
I mean, it looks like that it's in Jason Todd's lair or something, but very interested to know what's going to happen.
So, Superman issue number 9, John gets captured by Ultraman. And Ultraman tells the crime syndicate that he killed him, but apparently he keeps John, and he's
Yeah,
an attacker.
I gotta see what...
He uses John as a means to just
Ooh, this is
talk
nice.
about his miserable life and the way the world is, whatever Earth he is. And Superman falls asleep at some point because he hadn't had a lot of sleep, has the same dream Zod had with Rogo's arm, whatever. It's basically Bendis' way of saying, hey, don't forget Rogo's arm. Keep it in the back of your mind. We are going back to that after John, the whole John and Jor-El thing. So Jor-El didn't know John was there. Superman didn't know John was there. John was there for a very, very, very long time. We don't know exactly how long, but a very long time. Till he finally made his way out of the volcano that Ultraman trapped him in, and then he comes face to face with Superwoman.
Uh-huh.
Which is Lois Lane, by the way, in the Crime Syndicate universe.
Yeah.
And the story continues. Okay. I feel like this is just a rundown of everything John went through in the course of however many issues we didn't have him. Again, Brian Michael Bendis has had stronger writing, and I feel like a lot of his writing right now is becoming filler. Why? Because he's writing 10 to 15 books. But again, this is a rant I've had over and over and over again. I'm not going to have it anymore. Eventually, Bendis will leave every single book that he's writing and move on to other books. I don't know about Young Justice, though, since he started that, so maybe he'll stick with the Young Justice series for a while. But at some point, we all know Bendis is going to do other characters and other books. So we'll see what happens when he leaves Superman, where Superman goes. If he ever leaves Young Justice, where Young Justice goes. Everything else he writes, I don't think I read anyway, to my knowledge. I'm trying to remember. He's going to be writing an event soon, Leviathan, so I'll probably be reading that. But otherwise, I really don't read too much Brian Michael Bendis because there are certain points in his writing that just... It's like every character doesn't speak that way kind of deal. But anyway, that's it for this review. Hopefully you all enjoyed. We will be back at some point soon, hopefully. I don't know how many books I have this week.
Neither do
I have to look them up. I'm pretty sure I have more than 5, and that's what scares me. When I say I have more than 5, I probably have like 20, and that's going to be bad. So we'll see if I even have my top 5 ready for Tuesday, because this is going up Monday. So let's pray that I read a lot tomorrow or
Same
today
here,
as this is up.
There's just so much still
Oh, yeah.
that I got this week.
So till then, everybody, your turn. Likes, dislikes, agree, disagree. Let us know in the comments below if you like. If not, then we will see you all next week for another episode of the Dark Adventure Comic Book Review. Take care, everybody, and we'll see you all then.
Later, everyone.